I'm taking this. Copper commons. Okay, so that's our currency, I believe. They don't seem to be upset with me taking their stuff. Nothing? Loving the atmosphere and the music, everything, really. Oh, well, let's not move on that far. This gate looks sealed shut. There is no lock or other means of opening it. This body is completely covered by a rough, dark cloth. This is mummified. His corpse has been completely wrapped in bandages, like a mummy. Nothing? Can I talk to you? This female corpse is making the rounds from slab to slab in the room. Her hair is knotted into a long braid and looped around her neck, like a noose. Whoever wrote this, you're amazing. Someone has stenciled, I love you, the number 1096. Okay, so it's not 3 number always, onto her forehead, and her lips have been stitched closed. Nice braid. The corpse does not respond. You doubt it even knows you're there, yeah. I don't think you will have any problems with hitting on these ladies or getting into their coffins, Morte. I don't think they would even realize.
Hello, my sweet cadaverous beauty.
I want to look at the other girl. The smell of formaldehyde emanating from this corpse is particularly strong. It smells like it was applied recently and with good reason. The corpse appears to be in an advanced stage of decay. Her jaw is missing and some of the flesh has slid off her skull, revealing the number 1072 chiseled into the bone. You're a poet. You that wrote every single descriptions. You're a poet and you love words. Yeah, I think this one's seen better days. The corpse does not respond to your voice. The fact it has no jaw may have something to do with it. Either that or it simply has nothing to say.
What is this rotting vision I see before me?
Do you have something, like a bandage or something? The number 1201 has been inked on the forehead of this corpse, and the ink has run down its eyes, cheeks and jaw. As you follow the ink tears down the corpse's face, you notice it has run into the stitching, sealing the corpse's lips, and has caught on what looks like the corner of a note stuck in the corpse's mouth. Oh my god, this is beautiful. Try and pull the note out. The note has mingled with the ichor in the zombie's mouth. If you try to pull the paper out through the cross stitches, it would tear the paper to shreds. Hacking up the corpse to get at it looks like it will destroy the note. You'll need to find a delicate way to remove the stitches before removing the note. Use the scalpel, please. This is super cool, because I could have never have clicked on him. Oh my god. But there is a reason why each single one of these corpses is taken care of very well in matter of descriptions and stuff. So wow, you deftly slice through the stitches sealing the corpse's mouth, and the jaw sags open. You carefully pull the note from the corpse's mouth. Despite the condition of the paper, the writing on it still appears legible. It's almost like a point-and-click adventure at times. Examine him again. Well, sorry about slicing those stitches. I just had to see what was in your mouth. The corpse's milky white eyes stare at you vacantly. Okay, thank you. So, what did we get? Do I have to read it from the inventory? Yes. This is a foul-smelling note retrieved from the mouth of one of the mortuary zombies. It looks like it was sewn into the corpse's mouth by accident. Despite its condition, the writing is legible. Please, to whatever dustman reads this, I beg of you, I know of my legal obligation under the terms of the dead contract. But I am prepared to offer more than my signing fee if you will cremate my body rather than raising it. Oh, I have arranged for this note to be left with my body upon my death. If you are reading this, then please use this note as instructed and accept the result in exchange for my contracted duty. Let my contract number serve as the key. It looks like the corpse was too late to prevent the raising. How he was too late? How was he late? He must have been still alive when he was doing this. You notice that beneath the writing is a diagram. It looks like direction for folding the parchment into a strange pattern. If you are ever capable of examining an object further or performing an action on the object outside of the word screen, a use button will appear. So we use. This foul-smelling note has a strange-looking diagram inscribed beneath the writing. It looks as if it's instructing you to fold the corners of the note so their points touch the center. There is a series of strange marks on each corner, one mark on the upper right, 2 marks on the lower right, 3 marks on the lower left, and no marks on the upper left. Oh my god, this is a puzzle already? I will have to take some time to figure this out. 1 mark on the upper right. I'm gonna write this down actually. Fold the upper right to the center. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Fold the upper right into the center. Fold the lower right into the center. Fold the upper left into the center. Let's fold the upper right into the center first. Wait, maybe upper left. Maybe this one first. You fold the corner inwards so its point touches the center. Oh, maybe we should fold them all. So there is also unfold the note, start again. Oh my god. Maybe we should follow instead the 1, 2, 3. Well, I will start again, but let's go with the upper right and then the lower right and then the lower left. So nothing happened, so let's unfold it. Upper right. Lower right, lower left, upper left. Nothing. Okay. Let's see, maybe we have a use for that around here. But are they coming after me when I look inside containers? Okay, let's talk with this guy here. I hope I've checked out everything. I think I did in this room. This book is huge. It must contain thousands of names. This whole image is beautiful. Doll. Wow, he's so detailed. I love his lantern. This scribe looks very old. His skin is wrinkled and has a slight trace of yellow like old parchment. Charcoal grey eyes lie within an angular face, and a large white beard flows down to the front of his robes like a waterfall. His breathing is rugged and irregular, but even his occasional coughing does not slow the scratching of his quill pen. Greetings. Oh, Chief, what are you doing? I was going to speak with this scribe. He might know something about how I got here. Look, rattling your bone box with dusties should be the last thing before Morte can finish his rant. The scribe begins coughing violently. After a moment or two, the coughing spell dies down, and the scribe's breathing resumes its rugged wheeze. And we especially shouldn't be swapping the chant with sick dusties. Come on, let's leave. The quicker we give this place the laugh, the bet. Before Morte can finish, the scribe's grey eyes flicker to you. The weight of years hangs heavy upon me, restless one. He places down his quill, but I do not yet count deafness among my ailments. Restless one, do you know me? No, you. There is a trace of bitterness in the scribe's voice as he speaks. I have never known you, restless one. No more than you have known yourself. He is silent for a moment, for you have forgotten, have you not? What are you? As always, the question. And the wrong question, as always. Yeah, I would have asked why. Not who are you? But it was my only option, man. He bows slightly, but the movement suddenly sends him into a bout of coughing. He pauses for a moment, catches his breath. I am dull. Yeah, perhaps you can answer some questions for me?
Updated my journal.
I like it. Updated my journal. Alright. Very well, what do you wish to know? How did I get here? Dal snorts in contempt, as if he finds the memory repugnant. Your moldy chariot ferried you to the mortuary. Restless one, you would think you were royalty based on the number of loyal subjects that lay stinking and festering upon the cart that carried you. Yeah, again, with this recurring multitude of people. Maybe not people, but a chariot. A chariot or a cart, because I think there's a difference. On a cart.
Updated my journal.
Yes, your body was somewhere in the middle of the heap. Oh, okay, that's completely different. Sharing its fluids with the rest of the mountain of corpses. Oh, I thought I somehow arrived in one chariot, as in, like, a nice-looking chariot, surrounded by people. Like, that took me there, not other bodies, you see? And that I was alone, so my body was treated like royalty or something. Okay, so it was not like that. Dal breaks into another violent fit of coughing, finally catching his breath minutes later. Your seneschal Farod was, as always, pleased to accept a few moldy coppers to dump the lot of you at the mortuary gate. So Farod is maybe somebody that transports the bodies. Like, you know, I don't remember the name of the guy. Actually, I do remember it in my language, but not in English. In Greek mythology, the guy who would, you know, this guy has a boat, and he ferries the souls of the dead to the realm of Hades, and the name of this guy is Caronte or something like that. I don't know, maybe your language. And so maybe Farod is a similar character. Yeah, who is this Farod? He is a collector of the dead. Dal draws a rugged breath, then continues. We have such people in our city that scavenge the bodies. Oh no! I'm pleasantly surprised by the novelty. We have such people in our city that scavenge the bodies of those that have walked the path of true death and bring them to us so that they may be interred properly. Doesn't sound like you like Farod much. There are some I respect, Restless One. Dal takes a rugged breath and steadies himself. Farod is not one of them. He wears his ill repute like a badge of honor and takes liberties with the possessions of the dead. So there are many of these scavengers. He is a knight of the post, cross-trading field of the lowest sort. Knight of the post? A knight of the post, Dal coughs. A thief. Oh, that's so fancy. All Farod brings to our walls come stripped of a little less of their dignity than they possessed in life. Farod takes whatever he may pry from their stiffening fingers. Did this guy take anything from me? Dal pauses, considering. Most likely. Are you missing anything? Yeah, well, of course if he brought me in and this guy is telling me that this Farod takes everything, then he for sure took everything. Especially anything of value. His voice dips as he frowns. Not that Farod would take exception to anything that wasn't physically grafted to your body. And sometimes even that's not enough to give his greedy mind pause. I am missing my journal. A journal? If it was of any value, then it is likely it lies in Farod's hands. Where can I find him? If events persist as they have, Restless One, you have a much greater chance of Farod finding you and bringing you to us again before you find whatever ooze puddle he wallows in this time. I must find him, though. A slight warning creeps into Dole's tone. Do not seek out Farod, Restless One. I am certain that it will simply come full circle again, with you none the wiser and Farod a few coppers richer. Accept death, Restless One. Do not perpetuate your circle of misery. But I'm not dead. Am I? I have to find him. Do you know where he is?
Updated my journal.
Dole is silent for a moment. When he finally speaks, he seems to do so reluctantly. I do not know under which gutter stone Farod lairs at the moment, but I imagine that he can be found somewhere beyond the mortuary gates, in the hive. Perhaps someone there will know where you can find him. Can you tell me more about the mortuary? This is where the dead are brought to be interred or cremated. It is our responsibility as dustmen to care for the dead, those who have left this shadow of life and walked the path of true death. Dal's voice drops in concern. Your wounds must have exacted a heavy toll if you do not recognize this place. It is almost your home. Okay, I have so much stuff here. True death? True death is non-existence, a state devoid of reason, of sensation, of passion. Dull coughs, then gives a rugged breath, a state of purity. Okay. Sounds like oblivion. Why would anyone want that? Why would anyone not want that? I mean, life is struggle and suffering, so... I don't really have anything to discuss, but let's be inquisitive. Is it worse than remaining in this shadow of what life once was? I think not. So we are already in a first death. Okay, this is... He's not talking about life. Is it worse than remaining in this shadow of what life once was? So we are talking of two kinds of deaths. I think not. Shadow of life. Yes, a shadow. You see, restless one. This life. It is not real. Okay, your life, my life, they are shadows, flickerings of what life once was. This life is where we end up after we die, and here we remain, trapped, caged, until we can achieve the true death. Thank you. Brilliant. I'm very intrigued. What makes you think this life isn't real? What makes you think this life is real? Look inside yourself. Do you not feel something lacking? Dal shakes his head. This is a purgatory. There is only sorrow here, misery, torment. These are not the elements that make up life. They are part of the cage that traps us in this shadow. Well, I disagree, because for some people life is horrible from the start to the end. Real life, I mean. Cages, how? I think your fatalism has gotten the better of you. Those elements are part of life, but not the whole of it. Dal shakes his head. Passions carry weight. They anchor many to this shadow of life. As long as one clings to emotion, they will be continually reborn into this life, forever suffering, never knowing the purity of true death. Yes, I do understand that. Maybe this was the opposite of what I was intending to say. He says these are not the elements that make up life. He is probably thinking that life is joyful, happy and stuff. So I think I've said the right thing. And then he's talking about passions. Yeah, I understand the concept that you have to abandon emotion to go to the true death, because the true death is oblivion and the non-existence, so there can't be anything. No thoughts, no passions, no feelings. I see. How does one escape the circle of rebirth and achieve this true death? Kill your passions, strip yourself of the need for sensation. When you are truly cleansed, then the cycle of rebirth will end and you achieve peace. Dole sighs. It sounds like a death rattle in his throat. Past these shells of ours, past the eternal boundary, lies the peace that all souls seek. Still. He's talking in general about anything. This life that they are living here is full of sorrow and nothingness, and is opposite to joyful real life. But he's now talking about all passions, joyful and not being something you have to shed to get to the true death. Okay, so the argument diverged a little, I think, unless I'm lost in translation. The eternal boundary, the boundary between the shadow of this life and the true death. Yeah, I asked him, tell me more about the mortuary, because there are other things here. Sigil. Sigil is our first city, Restless One. Okay. Dustmen. We Dustmen are a faction, a gathering of those of us that recognize the illusion of this life. Okay. We await the next life and help others on their journey. Can you explain why the Dustmen want me dead? Dole sighs. It is said there are souls who can never attain the true death. Death has forsaken them, and their names shall never be penned in the dead book. To awake from death, as you have done, suggests you are one of these souls. Your existence is unacceptable to our faction. Unacceptable? That doesn't sound like it leaves me in a good position. You must understand, your existence is a blasphemy to them. Many of our faction would order you cremated if they were aware of your affliction. Why? I mean, why? Yeah, because I'm alive, technically. Or halfway alive, or whatever. You're a Dustman, but you don't seem to be in favor of killing me. Why not? Because forcing our beliefs upon you, it's not just. You must give up this shadow of life on your own, not because we force you to. Dole looks about to break into another coughing jug, but he manages to hold it in with some effort. As long as I remain at my post, I will protect your right to search for your own truth. What is your post? I am a scribe, a cataloger of all the shells that come to the mortuary. Dal coughs again, then takes a deep breath. As long as the stream of corpses flows through the mortuary, I shall remain at my post. So forever? I think there will forever be dead people coming here. If this, all you said is true. You say that I have been here more than once? How is it that the Dustmen do not recognize me?
Updated my journal.
I am the one that catalogs the shells that come to our halls, Restless One. Dole breaks into a fit of coughing, then steadies himself. Only I see the faces of those that lie upon our slabs. The dark of your existence lies safe with me. You're so cryptic. What about my wounds? Yes, the wounds that decorate your body. They look as if they would have sent a lesser man along the path of the true death. Yet it seems as if many of them have healed already. Dole coughs violently for a moment, then steadies himself. But those are only the surface wounds. Surface wounds?
Updated my journal.
I speak of the wounds of the mind. You have forgotten much, have you not? Mayhap your true wounds run much deeper than the scars that decorate your surface. Dole coughs again, but that is something that only you would know for certain. You sound ill. Are you not well? I am close now to the true death, Restless One. It will not be long before I pass beyond the eternal boundary and find the peace I have been seeking. I tire of this mortal sphere. Dole gives a rugged sigh. The plains hold no more wonders for one such as I. Could I help him? I actually don't feel like helping him. But maybe... Are you certain? I do not wish to live forever nor live again, restless one. I could not bear it. I understand that. I understand that. Nameless one understands that. Does not have an opinion. Do you know who I am?
Updated my journal.
I know scant little of you, restless one. I know little more of those that have journeyed with you and who now lie in our keeping, dull sighs. I ask that you no longer ask others to join with you, restless one. Where you walk, so walks misery. Let your burden be your own. There are others who have journeyed with me. Are they here?
Updated my journal.
Do you not know the woman's corpse interred in the memorial hall below? I had thought that she had traveled with you in the past. Dol looks like he's about to start coughing again, that catches his breath. Am I mistaken? Where is her body? The Northwest Memorial Hall on the floor below us. Check the biers there. Her name should be on one of the memorial plaques. Mayhap that will revive your memory. I recall a woman, but I don't recall traveling with one. Dal makes no response to this. He simply stares at you in silence. Somebody else? What is this place? You are in the mortuary, restless one. Again, you have come. Before he can finish, Dol breaks into a fit of coughing. After a moment, he calms himself and his breathing resumes its ragged wheeze. This is the waiting room for those about to depart the shadow of this life. And I keep resurrecting for some reason. Restless one. Restless is as good as a term as any. Dol draws a ragged breath. Something keeps you here, does it not? Something that must be resolved, some passion that must be quenched before you can reach true death. Oh yeah, maybe I should have clicked the first voice in the dialogue and then maybe the dialogue would have flown better. But I did not, because that's what I do. I will try to stick to that. Can you tell me how to get out of here? The front gate is the most obvious exit, but they will not let anyone other than Dustman pass. Dol breaks into a ragged cough, then continues. One of the guides by the front gate has a key to it, but it is unlikely he will open it for you unless you are extremely persuasive. I see. I think I've asked him everything. As you turn to leave, Dol speaks. Know this, I do not envy you, restless one. To be reborn as you would be a curse that I could not bear. You must come to terms with it at some point. Your path will return you here. Dal coughs, the sound rattling in his throat. It is the way of all things flesh and bone. Then perhaps we shall meet again, though. I almost don't understand if that was tutorial. Oh, still coughing. Or something about the lore of the game. One, 2, 0, 1, 1, 2, 0, 1, 1, 2, 0, 1. 1, 2, 0, 1.